Playing music?
I did
Where's
that. I did that
Where-
reel with your kids where you play the music and see what they do, and they are fucking funny. Let me see if you guys can see it. Hold on.
Well, I hope we don't get our stream banned.
We shouldn't.
We're on like strike 80. Maybe not playing music is.
Yeah, but that music I'm sure is copyrighted. We are not responsible for Big Haas's transgressions.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get messed up for 4 seconds of music.
1 second. You two don't play.
YouTube on that bull. Oh no, nothing.
Oh, they are. They clearly are. Definitely are. They're on
Well, I
something.
mean, we'd have strikes to go, but somebody decided to fight City Hall for no reason.
I didn't fight the last one. Oh, I should have, but I didn't. And it's still a strike because I didn't fight it. If I had fought it, it may not be a strike. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dig on America. Happy Hanukkah. I'm here with Mikey Famine, Big Haas, and today's corporate sponsor of the show, our deep state sponsor of the show, is I'm gonna say something probably someone in Benghazi, or probably someone from Burisma. I'm not sure, but I know it starts with a B. That's our sponsor.
Nintendo.
Let me ask you, while Haas is having a conversation with someone, what is more sinister, Benghazi or Burisma? Like, which one does the right wing get more triggered about?
I don't listen to the right wing. It's not good for my mental health.
But you are aware that there are two things.
No, it's Hunter Biden's laptop.
Well, yeah, but that's
the B. He was looking for Biden's laptop.
Burisma is sort of related to Hunter Biden's laptop.
That sounds like some shit you spray to get stink out of the house.
No, Burisma is the company that he worked for.
Oh, jeez. Like these motherfuckers ain't never got a job they weren't qualified for. You know what I'm saying?
They're in the Senate.
You motherfuckers ain't never got a job you ain't qualified for.
They're legally doing the job. They're complaining from the job that they're not qualified for.
We got fucking goddamn Dunkin' Donuts baristas working in the Senate.
Not baristas, barismas.
Whatever. But I'm just saying, you used to spray cars at freaking car washes, and now you're a senator because you are a fucking nut job, and now you're gonna try to act like, oh God. See, that's why I'm with Mikey. Don't listen to that shit because it gets your blood up.
For no reason.
I don't need to get my pressure going.
You don't even get anything for being right.
Excuse me while I light this high quality cigar with a cedar spill.
Well, folks, you've come to the right place.
Brought to you by Sam Speeder.
Yes. You've come to the right place because this is Mission Central. I am Cobra Commander Dutch. Above me, you have Destro. Mikey, or actually, Haas looks more like Destro. And one half of the Crimson Twins, Mikey Famine.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
G.I. Joe.
Yes, thank you.
G.I.
Joe references.
I didn't care for that cartoon. I like Ninja Turtles more, so I never watched it.
That's because of your generation. You're too young.
Michelangelo is way cooler than Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander.
I don't know. Cobra Commander would disagree with that.
Cobra Commander was with the shits.
He was the biggest pussy in the history of cartoon villains. I'm getting out of here.
Leonardo would have never let it happen.
His greatest accomplishments were his escapes.
Way to go, Joes. You let him escape for the 80th time this season. Good job.
Remember when they brought in a guy above him, Serpentor?
Mm-hmm. That's when you knew the show jumped the shark. That's like, oh, it's over.
Serpentor. He's always been in the background. You just didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I am Cobra Commander. That is Destro. That is Serpentor right there. Serpentor. He has always been in charge. We just didn't know. And you are at Mission Central War on Christmas headquarters. You may see the lady in the back and grab your green slip, and we will give you your assignment. And it's not
Cool.
good.
Don't know what that means.
I don't know. I haven't even smoked yet.
You should. You should start smoking right now.
I'll be back.
Because your job is going to be to go to all of your neighbors and unscrew the fourth blue bulb.
Wow.
I don't want.
That's
This is Illinois. You think I'm walking onto somebody's property at night as a black man?
They will call the fucking cops.
Wear dark.
They call on the coroner to come pick up the body. I ain't stepping on.
Just wear a Santa Claus outfit. You'll be fine.
That's black.
That's
Lord.
yeah.
Y'all know there ain't no damn black Santa Claus. Santa Claus is white.
Open and shut case, Johnson. I've seen this 100 times. Criminal dressed up like black Santa Claus.
It's the old Santa Claus breaking and entering.
They call it Negro Santa.
He didn't know he was, he forgot attacking Christmas on Kwanzaa.
His street name is Blacker Claus.
Right. He pulls up in a Buick Regal.
Excuse me, it's an Olds Hearst 442.
Yeah. Pulls up in a Buick Regal with some 20s. I mean 20s.
The Daytons.
Those are 10s.
I keep them clean though.
Yes, you do. You keep them nice and clean. That's like you go over to Big Haas's house and he's like, I got me a 12-foot tree. I ain't no 12-foot tree. That's a 6-foot tree.
I keep the lights bright though.
You keep the lights bright though. All right. So today we're going to talk about Christmas. We've already done a show on the war on Christmas. We did that last year. It's a good show. We actually talked about the history of the war on Christmas. You should go watch it. It's on YouTube still because YouTube hasn't taken it down yet for being like propaganda. They will, I'm sure, at some point. Speaking from the center says, no, he won't go watch it. And then he wonders why his picture is not in as many places as he would like it. But Big House, what's up? What's happening? How's Christmas at the Stevenson household?
It is downloading as we speak. I may have to take a break when my wife gets home to bring the stuff in while the kids are asleep.
I'm sorry, but there is not a union here. There's no breaks allowed.
Man, I gotta take my fourth break, man.
So it's going to be a relatively unstructured show today. We're just going to kind of talk about this holiday a little bit, and I'm sure we'll have some other stuff that will pop in along the way. So like, what is your? I'm curious. What is your guys' general attitude towards Christmas? Haas, go.
It's a time to bestow blessings. It takes a whole new meaning once you have kids. Once you have kids, it's less about you and more about them and the joy and wonder that they receive from it. You try to keep it joyful. You're not going to tell an 8-year-old kid that it started as a pagan holiday and they had orgies and all this other shit and how it's been politicized because they're too young yet for that. Now, Camden and Peyton, they know the whole deal. But my youngest two, it's really about them and just seeing their eyes light up in their happiness. Oh, you'll see, Mikey. You'll see. And less of a time to romanticize the stylized version of Jesus's birth and all of that stuff, and more of a time to think of your blessings while blessing others and trying to embody the spirit of the spirit of it, and the ideal of okay, this is a time where families get together. It's like July 4th. We as Black people don't necessarily think of July 4th as, oh, rah, hooray, America, our independence, because we were not yet free. but it's a time for us to get together and enjoy each other and things of that nature. So this is kind of the same thing for Christmas. For those of us who understand the origins of Christmas and things like that, it's more about the spirit of family bonding, reflecting on your blessings, and being a blessing. You know, doing things for other people even outside your family.
I have a feeling that
Mikey's
you're gonna
going
have
to
a slightly different take, Mikey.
Can you repeat the question?
So, what's your general attitude towards Christmas?
It sucks. It's stupid, and everybody should stop doing it.
I kind of figured it would be. I kind of figured it would be pointed.
I mean, as I sip my coffee with rum in it.
Yeah,
it's because what it is, especially because I've been up until very recently been a retail manager for most of my adult life. People are no nicer during the holiday season than any other season. Just their words change. Everything becomes a passive aggressive happy holidays, Merry Christmas thing. People want the first thing they do when they pull up to the grocery store, to the Target, is they complain about how loud the fucking guy with the bell is, and then they drop $1 in there. And then they complain about how they're probably not even getting all that money. Like it's all this corporate capitalist theocratic nonsense. And in my household, Haas, I've already thought of this.
Okay, let me hear it.
My wife loves Christmas, but I've almost talked her out of the tradition, because for me, and especially with me and my struggles with mental health, I value and I cherish every morning I get with her. Every morning is a fucking Christmas for me. And so as soon as we have the money for something that we like, we treat ourselves. And it's all year round. It's not just wait till Christmas or no. Oh my God, I saw this t-shirt the other day, babe. It was so cool. Tell me why she went out and got it.
what is it?
That is a cool freaking shirt.
It won't focus on me here. There you go.
That's a cool shirt.
It's a Johnny Cupcake Wakanda Black Panther shirt. And that's what we do. We don't wait for shit. We don't wait for birthdays. We don't wait for anniversaries. We just do whenever we want to do something, we do it.
Oh, of
the
course.
day is not super important. It's we like our anniversary passed and we didn't really do nothing, but we were like, I was like, hey, remember we got married? That's crazy, right? Pretty cool, huh? Like we keep it very, very rooted in reality without anyone else's outside influence. She still likes Christmas movies and stuff like that, and that's fine, but we don't do trees because of the cats. I'm not going to tell my kid that there's a Santa. I'm not going to tell my kid that there's a Jesus.
Wait, why don't you do trees because of the cat? What's the relationship? Does the cat jump up in the tree?
Oh, you ain't never had cats then. Cats and Christmas trees are mortal enemies. They love them and they will play on them and they will climb. They will pull they'll knock down each ornament first. And then they'll start pulling the string, which is the lights. And now you have a fucking cat tree without all the cat platforms on there. They say, oh, no worries. I'll put some platforms on that bitch. And then they bring your whole fucking tree down into your fucking living room. Like cats no, they're terrible. It's too tempting. Even a well-behaved cat can be taken to the dark side by a well-lit Christmas tree. Like think of like a laser pointer
on steroids.
Yeah, think of a laser pointer, a cat tree, some jingle toys, and string all in one thing. That is cat nirvana. They can't help themselves. So yeah, and the needles fucking go everywhere. I'm still stepping on needles. I bought her a little baby ass fucking Charlie Brown Christmas tree a couple of years ago. And man, we still stepping on needles in the middle of fucking summer. We're like, oh,
that's why you get a fake tree, man.
Yeah,
I vacuumed in here 10 times.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, used to have a thumb tree. It was literally about, and if you could see the bottom, the tabletop here, it was about 10 inches high. And she would put it on on the end table in the living room, and that was the tree.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And she put
All you
all the
need.
presents would go on the couch next to the tree.
And also, in the words of Riley Freeman, sanity's nuts.
You gonna pay what you owe, Santa.
You pay what you owe.
I see you got some bitch ass security, man.
That's a real bitch
It's a
move.
real bitch move, Santa.
I hear the mall hire more security to protect you. That's a real bitch move, Santa.
Yes. Oh my God. Damn, I
didn't-
fucking love the
All
movie.
he wanted
Well,
was some
my-
rims, not even a whole car.
Hello, Tim, Lamar, Killmonger.
What up, peoples?
Oh, and this handsome Jason Dutch character
Can I
in the chat.
Block.
can I
so-
tell a story real quick? Real quick,
Well, can I give mine first?
I guess.
No, go ahead.
Fine.
You're fine.
No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
It doesn't have anything to do with the topic at hand. So go.
Okay. So my general attitude towards Christmas is complex. Because I hate fucking religion, right? But I have never really associated Christmas, despite my parents' persuasion to do so. I've never really considered Christmas to be a religious holiday. I always thought the church part of it on Christmas Eve was a fucking nuisance. I thought Easter was a religious holiday, but I never really looked at Christmas as being so, because it was almost like when I was about after I didn't no longer believe in Santa Claus, which was, I don't know how old I was, 9. Then my parents started to interject like this, Jesus is the reason for the season stuff, and all the type of stuff. And to me, it always seemed like forced, now that's my anecdotal experience, but then like my kids, Christmas was always a good time for me when I was a kid. I was very blessed in a lot of ways. And when my daughters got to be to where
Real quick, can I ask a question? Both of you guys have used that in similar instances. What do you mean by blessed? You mean physical stuff, right?
No.
Yes and no. Both. The two things can be true at once.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Bing! Everybody out there in
Everybody drink.
on American land, take a drink.
Right. So
You said it.
there was two things there. Number one, yes, I liked the stuff. I loved getting like Star Wars and G.I. Joe toys and stuff like that. Right.
You got the newest Barbies. I got you.
I got the newest Barbies, right? And but also when I went to in school, especially as a little kid, school was not easy for me. I did not have friends at school. I had a very difficult time in the social structures of the education system. I was talking the other day on stream, somebody was giving me shit about trans kids in school and diversity programs. And I was like, dude, like why is it bad to have kids want to be comfortable in that environment that is conducive to better learning when you are more comfortable in that environment? I remember going to the principal and like saying, this kid did this to me. And they'd be like, it was my fault, right? Like, well, you have to just grow a spine. Don't be such a baby. You know what I mean? Like, get your studies done. Johnny does it, blah, 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 blah. And
Come on, little Dutch.
but
Pull
and
yourself
because
up by your bootstraps. Don't be
pull
a
myself
beta.
up. Right. Don't be a beta. Principal looking at me.
I'm your principal, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Do you want to
Senior.
grow up to be a cock? You don't want to grow up to be a cock.
Just
But,
imagine if Alex Jones was your what's it called? Was your principal? He was your
Who's to
guidance
say he-
counselor.
Who's to say he wasn't? Well, we already know I had to deal with Mr. Humble, right? But
Rest
but,
his soul.
I'm sure he's long gone. But I mean, he was old as shit in
No,
88.
that's
right?
a totally made up name, right, Dutch?
No, Mr. Humble is totally not made up.
Jesus Christ, it's off the fucking backboard, dude. That's a
No,
totally
I've-
made up name, right?
I've said that 100 times before. Anyway.
it's made up. It's on Minecraft, on Grand Theft Auto. Make
Yes,
it
it's
up.
made up.
Libel.
So the so why is that important? So it's important because Christmas was a time where I didn't have to deal with that, and I got to be around people who, you know, um, for the most part, were very accepting towards me, right? So like it's we got to be with like I didn't get to see my cousins very much. In fact, I only saw my cousins and stuff like on Christmas. We'd see them on Christmas, Thanksgiving, and maybe the 4th, and that was it. Because we lived about an hour away from everybody. So yeah, there were really, really good memories of that stuff, and they just happened to coincide with the holidays or with the 4th, or maybe with someone's birthday every once in a while. So, but I also, on the other hand, I realize the damage that it does to people. I realize that for a lot of people who grew up in a religious atmosphere, it is the opposite time of year, right? Like they had the opposite feelings, especially if they turn to atheism or turn to Islam or Judaism or whatever the case may be, and started not being Christian anymore. A lot of times that became a negative thing. So I understand that, but I also don't blame I'm not gonna hold family B accountable for what family A did at the same time. So it's nuanced, but I still generally enjoy the holidays. There are a lot of Christmas movies that I like, that I have a good time watching. Like I like watching Bad Santa. I like watching, Christmas Story. I like watching Christmas Vacation. That sort of stuff. So there's good to it, but I totally get why people fucking hate it. So it's like I don't begrudge people when they don't like Christmas. Because I know that it's a time of year that's hard for people. You're on mute. Still on. You can't hear you. No. Your sound is gone. Mikey's sound has left him. His beloved Yeti has failed. There it is.
I must have fucking unplugged it when I dropped my vape on it and then caught it. And then, yeah, sorry.
It was a good save. We saw it live on film.
Yo, you better check that Spidey sense. I caught that bitch midair. I knew that vaccine superpowers would be kicking in anytime now. But another thing, like with like large forced social gatherings, especially among family, not everybody has good family. A lot of people have toxic members of their family that now they are trapped. Great. Now I got to go to fucking grandpa's house all fucking day. And you know how grandpa is. And then you just fucking sit there, and then they're like, "Oh, why are all these kids on their damn phones?" It's like, because
but you ain't gotta go. Unless you're a kid.
Yeah, if you're a kid, you have to. Like my family's always been pretty cool. Like we all just eat a lot of food and crack jokes the entire time. So it's always a blast. But a lot of people who have like abusive parents or parents who have substance issues, like the holidays and all these large not so much mandatory, but like expected family gatherings are usually a trigger point, because it's like, what the fuck is going to happen this time? And it's always some bullshit. Every fucking holiday, it's some bullshit. So, yeah, I don't have none of that.
I guess I've been lucky lately because, I go to the in-laws and, my father-in-law and I are just alike. So it's like, hey, none of that bullshit.
My in-laws are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I got pretty lucky.
If you got a good pair of in-laws, you're all right.
But this year we may not be going out to the in-laws because
we aren't either.
Snow's about to drop. There's a new virus out, and she's 7 months pregnant. She's 28 weeks.
Yeah.
So if y'all got itchy scratchies and coffees, I'm gonna need y'all to keep that over there.
Stay away.
We're about to go isolation syndrome pretty quick here. And then it's I-80. Like I have to get on an 80 during the Christmas rush with a pregnant woman. Like unless I have a semi truck to take her in, I don't know.
You'd be having a baby on the side of the road like Men in Black.
What's up, Trusty?
That's probably what Kira's gonna look like.
Here's the thing, too. My mother-in-law just got diagnosed.
Who's Kira? Is that
that's the baby's name?
That's the predetermined name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you knew the
Now,
sex.
I will
Mhm.
tell you to allow for the fact that when the baby comes, you might look at her and say, "We want a different name," because
Yeah,
Camden's name was going to be Cameron until I saw him and I said, "No, he's a Camden."
that's when I'm gonna. Once the wife's all doped up, I'm like, just write Goku on the birth certificate. Put no, not Goku.
Goku.
Batman. Put no.
B.
Put
Wayne.
Put Killmonger on there.
yeah. Oh, wait, how many L's in T'Challa? Hold on, let me. I'm be getting away with absolute malarkey.
Why does this birth certificate say Cinnamon T'Challa?
No, I said, what's a synonym? That girl always write down exactly what I say. That's not what I mean. Yeah, I just got. I want to tell a quick story.
Mhm.
I had to get deposed today from a former work thing. And let me tell you something. I fucking hate people. I hate people. I can't wait. I'm gonna pull a Dave Chappelle, become best friends with Elon Musk so I can go out on Mars and be by myself. People are so mean. Like, workplace sexism is so rampant that this dude literally popped off and said, well, then maybe somebody else should be doing your job. Now I'm like, I wish you would have said that shit to me. Like, if we're both working and then somebody says in front of a witness.
Is this a work colleague that said this to somebody?
No, I don't work with either one of them, but the prosecutor and the defense attorney.
Oh,
and I was being deposed, yeah, with the court reporter.
okay.
And he said it to her. I'm like, I know he didn't. Man,
Wow.
listen, I would have been at your office, like, excuse me, you need to come outside, please. You need to come outside right now. Just terrible. And then he was super condescending with me the whole time and talking to me like I'm stupid. And people are the fucking worst. Don't sue anyone for anything. It's not worth it. Court is the worst.
Yeah, I was on jury duty. Did I tell y'all that?
Mm-mm.
No, because I wasn't here. Yeah, I was on jury duty, and let me just tell you this. I was very glad to be the only black person on the jury and in the courtroom besides the defendant, so that I could be a beacon showing that not all black people are like this guy who acted as his own defender, his own lawyer.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. It was bad. It was bad. And I was trying my best to get off the jury.
Right. Try to get you.
You know?
And oh, yeah. Just come in with a Kanye shirt on.
I'll just tell you this without giving it away. The judge asked me a question. I gave my answer, and the prosecution team eyes lit up. Okay? The judge looks at the defendant and says, do you have any problems with this witness, this potential juror? He says no. One of the prosecution team audibly snickers.
Oh.
That I think he thought because I was the only black potential juror that he had to keep me on the jury, knowing that everybody in there, when I gave my answer, knew that he was cooked. And then the judge was like, you have to try to be unbiased. And I said, okay, I'll try my best. And I did. And 5 minutes into his opening statement, like, this motherfucker guilty. He's guilty. And there's nothing I could do about it. And then step by step, he just dug himself deeper. And then the prosecution came in with the backhoe and they just dug it out real good.
They buried him.
No, they dug the hole out and he flung himself over in the hole in his closing statements.
Yeah. But you're not supposed to decide whether or not he's guilty.
You're supposed to
decide if the prosecution has proved their case.
Oh, yeah.
And if they didn't prove it right, then you can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the fact that because he went first, I mean, he had his opening statement, and then the prosecution goes.
Then was he representing himself?
Yes.
Dumb.
And then
that's what.
And then at the end, they switch, and the prosecution goes first, and the defense goes last in their closing statements.
Right.
And from the opening statement to the closing statement, you could audibly hear the excavator just going.
The backhoe. The
going.
The caterpillar was going.
Caterpillar was and
working overtime.
He was digging just as bad, just as hard as they were digging for him. So, I mean, we had a whole day of closing statements and deliberation. And the day before, she was like, I'm going to send you home today, and you'll come back tomorrow and hear closing statements and deliberate. And we're walking back, and we're like, we don't need to do that. We could do this shit right now.
No, we good.
Give yourself a whole day. We could do this right now.
If it would please the court, we can do this right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The deliberation was, how fast can we all sign our name to the sheet?
Is this the same thing that you did, Mikey, where you were talking about it like with Anna a while back that you didn't want to do it?
Yeah. And then we had to take an off the record like recess or whatever. And I was just like, I laid it out. I was like, look, I don't care about this. I don't work for these people no more. I don't care about this lady. I don't care about nothing.
She said, fuck you. Fuck your teeth. Fuck the queen.
Yo, I'm upstairs building baby furniture. What do y'all want? What do you want? I've told you enough.
Well, you know, my I forgot to mention. So I told you guys already, listeners, you'll know too. I guess this is good for the podcast. I am moving. I am moving to Texas, which
Finally
I'm not sure.
out of the country. Oh, well, that's out of the country.
Well, I'm moving to Houston, right? So,
oh shit, for real?
Yeah,
Houston's
moving
actually
to Houston.
pretty lit. Houston's actually pretty lit.
My dad lives in Houston, so I might see
Now-
you in the spring.
Okay, well, I'll be there. I'll be there. So Melissa got transferred. She starts the 19th of January. I probably won't make it out there until early to mid-February because we got to sell the house, buy a house, all that type of stuff, and I got to find a job there, right? So, but that'll be good for the podcast though, because I'll be back on Central Time. So we'll be able to go a whole hour earlier. And technically for me, it'll be an hour later. So the kids will be asleep. No more late shows. So
that's what he says now.
My wife will be very happy about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you barely get on in time as it is. So
depends on the day.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to help.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that off. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Off. No, you won't. We won't talk about it off, Haas, because the second the show ends, you log off and never stay.
That's not true. Last time I was on with Mikey, we talked for about 20 minutes.
Oh, so I wasn't here. So it was, I see. It was a race thing. I got you. It was a race thing. I got you.
Tim, speaking from the center.
Into my show. What do you mean don't be running into your show?
Speaking from the center is safe. We'll still have some layover time.
Yeah, and
it's just it'll actually start at 9:30 and not at god awful o'clock.
Don't worry, we'll put Speaking from the Center on this channel, and then Tim can stop. Then he can get his picture up.
Yeah.
So, and then also we have a new announcement. The Wayne Show will now be airing at 4 a.m. The Lord Wanker Wayne Show.
Right. I'm sitting here with my tea and crumpets, and I love talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's a very good like Mary Poppins accent, which I like to make fun of him with. But if you want to do Wayne, you got to do Idris Elba, but drunk at a soccer game.
Oh, damn! I have to work on that one.
That's exactly what Wayne sounds like. Drunk Idris at the football match.
That's bollocks, man. Absolute bollocks.
So you mean to tell me that
I don't like it? I don't. Why does he always repeat? He'll tell you he doesn't like something or he likes something, and then he'll tell you at the end of the sentence again whether he likes it or not. I don't like it. I don't.
He's English.
I love it. I do.
He's English. That's how they talk. They're weird. They're a bunch of fucking weirdos. But weirdos, take your asses to patreon.com/DickOnAmerica.
We like
stood
weirdos.
I stood out in the rain. I did.
But that's every day in London. So
Yeah, but what's with the I did at the end? That's the part. Like, yeah,
Don't say that.
I went swimming. I did.
That's TV. Wayne doesn't do that.
I don't know. I can't say.
can I tell you a story?
Yeah, go ahead and tell us your story now.
Okay, I gotta talk about my son Rocco.
No Anna or Lindsay, and that's why you're leaving. What a jag bag.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll see
Okay.
how it is.
Thanks, Skill. Okay.
So
Hey, Killmonger likes what he likes. I ain't
yeah,
mad.
leave him alone. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
So my son, well, okay, context. So you know Lainey Wilson has been trending on all
Right,
social media
trusty.
platforms, right?
Who?
Lainey
Who?
Wilson, she's
Oh, yeah.
she's a country singer, and she also plays a role on the TV show Yellowstone, which I love. And I've been watching. So I'm like, who is this chick? Who is this chick? And I didn't know her name until the other day. And let's just say this. The girl, she got some curves on her, right? Yeah. So I took
For context.
yes, I got a picture and I made a post, of course, putting her in the Pantheon of Sister Wives with Sam. And I was looking at comments on the post, and my son, Rocco, comes over and sits next to me. He sees the picture and he said, "Damn, she caked up."
Yo, Rock is my favorite.
Dude, when I
Rock
tell
is the
you,
favorite.
I had to be
Boy.
resuscitated because I was dead for 3 minutes, man. This bug sits down, and
That's so
I'm
funny.
scrolling through the comments, and I scroll back up, and he sees the picture like, "Damn, she caked up." I'm like, "God damn, this is my son.
That's your son. Ain't no denying it now.
Can't get out of no child support, man."
Oh, that is 1000%.
She is
Shout out
caked up.
to Big Rock.
Well, somebody in
I
my
did- I
comments, somebody in my comments said that security guard is her boyfriend trying to figure out who's looking at her butt.
So that he over there passive aggressively smizing. Fucking like,
Man,
who is it?
You know, when you wore those them stretch cheetah pants, where people's gonna be taking a picture. She's like, "Here, let me make sure I share the wealth over here."
oh
No.
God.
That's the country thing.
That's the country
That's-
thing for real.
No, like what she's doing, that is the country. Like they don't have cool guitar tricks no more. They got that.
They
You go to
you
strum,
do the-
strum, and then you go,
You hit the spread and you do the
"Ooh,
sway. And you do the
ooh,
sway.
look at this strum.
You know what? Hold on a second. I'm getting vibes of what do they call the Super Bowl halftime show? Sexual debauchery. I can't take it. This is sexual debauchery. They're ruining music with their butts.
Sexual exploitation and
Sexual anarchy. Remember, that's what they called it. They called it
yeah.
sexual anarchy.
man.
But
Yeah, she sings. She's got this role on Yellowstone, and I was like, wait a minute. Like they showed her walking. They showed her walking towards one of the other characters, and I was like, ooh, that thigh hip ratio is very promising. And then they showed the profiles. Like, I was right.
you're an expert.
As I said, I am a board certified bootyologist.
He is a scout on the scout team for the
No,
Las Vegas Bootyologists.
no, I'm the starting quarterback,
Right.
general manager, coach, and president.
Oh, so you're Jerry Jones.
Yes, I am
rookie
Jerry
of the
Jones.
year. Rookie of the
Every
year.
year.
Also,
In the booty
and
cup.
also a Trump supporter.
Mm.
Big Haas.
What?
He's got to
Doing
be.
all of our booty
He's Jerry
jokes.
Jones, a capitalist like Big Haas. He
The Jerry Jones was your joke. You can't like alley oop your own dope.
I
Threw it
just
off
did
the
it.
backboard to
I
himself.
just did it. I
Yeah.
did. Yes.
He
I
threw it
did
off the wrong backboard and then tried to dunk it on his backboard. Like, what are you doing?
I did a Kenny Skywalker. I threw it off the backboard and dunked it down.
Thank you, speaking from the center. He says, "I'm here for Haas. I love you too."
Big
That'll be
Tim.
3.
Big
All right. Back to the holidays, which is what
Yes.
which is where we're at. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Is there, because we're going to talk about some of the nuance and the negative shit about Christmas in a minute, though. But I did want to ask one question, though. Is there a Christmas song when it comes on the radio that, because I do not care for Christmas music,
Mhm.
but for whatever reason, the Kelly Clarkson version of, I forget the name of the song, but it's like No More Wars, like where she's like, that one. I like that song. Like I
sing some more of it. What is it?
Hold on a second. I gotta get it. I gotta start it right. It's like,
Okay, so
it's the one that goes, oh fuck, I can't remember how it starts. I have to remember how it starts in order to do the whole thing.
Just start going, and maybe it'll jog my memory.
maybe it'll
I
come
might
to you.
know.
No, I don't remember how it starts. I just told you if I remembered how
No.
first
Don't worry about
word.
the start. Just keep doing what you was doing. Just keep.
Sing what you remember.
I don't want to sing.
So the little Spotify in my brain might.
I'm trying to remember the pace of the song. I haven't heard it yet this season. So, but anyway, it'll come to me. Is there a Christmas song that you guys put on the upper echelon that you guys like better than all the rest?
Well, one that pops straight to my head is the Drifters version of White Christmas. Very freaking good. Then Santa Claus Comes Straight to the Ghetto by James Brown. Then Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. Then the Jacksons, Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. And then Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes like that.
You know which one I also like is is it, I'm trying to remember who did it. Who was the R&B group that did a cover of This Christmas about 10 years ago?
Might have been Boyz II Men, but that was longer than 10 years ago. Because Boyz II Men did a very good Christmas album.
Motown Christmas back again.
Oh, I forgot. Alvin and the Chipmunks, 12 Days of Christmas. Alvin and the Chipmunks, 12 Days of Christmas is a freaking classic.
That's like the Fish Head song.
Oh, and I can't forget Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, I remember the name of it.
Okay.
Grown Up Christmas List.
No, I never heard of that.
I was just trying to bait you into singing.
Yeah, I know you were. I had to go through the song in my head and try to get the
Grown Up Christmas.
But for some reason, I like the way that she did that song. And I've listened to other and like Josh Groban does a really good version of Noel, or Oh Holy Night, which if I listen to the Celine Dion one, that one's fine too. By the way, Celine Dion unrelentlessly attacked by Candace Owens the other day for no fucking reason because she came out as ill. And of course, Candace says, "Oh, well, of course she's having a heart problem. She was vaccinated," and goes off on this whole fucking rant.
Yo, I don't listen to Candace Owens for specific reasons. Don't be telling me that shit that crazy girl's saying.
But those two I like as well. Which one do we have here?
This is my favorite rendition of any Christmas song ever. Thank you, C-SPAN, because on C-SPAN we can play it. C-SPAN paid for by the American taxpayer.
No, not Mariah Carey.
This is the best video. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Hang all the mistletoe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas. Where are my background singers? Woo! Oh, baby, and there's the wrong words on the cue cards. I don't know the song. This Christmas, I'm gonna have them all I can.
Oh my God, Mikey!
What? She didn't know the words?
Plus his ad-libbing her complaints. Oh my God.
This is the best
This
Christmas
is
song
gold.
ever.
This
Hold
is
on.
gold.
This is gonna be a very Merry Christmas for you and me.
The show must go on. Pure entertainer. Pure entertainer.
Where's the background singers?
She's a pure entertainer.
So her background singers didn't come out, and they didn't give her the cue cards.
They didn't put the right words on the cue cards.
It's
on the
it's
teleprompter.
somebody holding them.
Right.
They got them in the
They're
wrong
not-
order.
They're not flipping the way she wants them flipped. Like they're going too fast at some parts, not giving enough part. Like they already like this whole. I'll post the link for you guys.
Oh my
It
god.
is a fucking delight. It is a train wreck from beginning, middle, and end. It is
Wow.
so great.
My world is filled with cheer and you. Oh my God, this Christmas, lights sprinkle all around. Next card, honey, next card. Woo, woo.
At some point, you got to give
I am
up.
dead. This is great.
We'll be caroling through the night.
Here come the background singers.
Yeah, super late.
A very special one for you and me.
Oh, she's like, hey, y'all gonna write this check. Y'all gonna write
Oh.
this check. These muscles, they was all around the space heater in the back.
Well,
That's what happened.
they was back there. They're like, we got time for one more eggnog. Let's do it.
You know what?
Where
Put a
the
little
Ba-
extra rum up in
Pass
there.
me that nog.
where the Baileys at? Where the Baileys
They
at?
told us 5:32. It's only 5:31. Let's get one more cup in. Let's
get
rock
one
and
more
roll.
cup in.
We got a
I'll
minute.
take you to drink a cup.
Don't worry. The lady with the cue card said she was going to come by here and give us the green light when it's time to go out.
I'm talking about the music was already playing by the time she walked out there. Like she walked out and the band was already like they were already rocking out. She was like, okay. And then the card guy's like, I don't know what to do. And then she's like, where's my background singers?
That
And no one knows where they
was
are. They're knocking it up.
Great. That was great.
It's amazing. It's my favorite thing about Christmas. Other than that, making Christmas, obviously.
Making Christmas.
Or what's this? Anything from Nightmare Before Christmas. The
Oh,
best Christmas movie.
Okay. I've never seen
Does
it, so I gotta
Does
give
that
it
count? Does that
What?
count as a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie or both?
Joke's on you, it's both.
Yeah, that's pretty genius because you could watch that movie on both. It gets 2 plays a year, October and December.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Pumpkin
I'd like to
Jack.
call. I'd like to call HR to report a hostile work environment.
in. Ha ha.
Anna's off today,
Damn it!
and to be a hostile work environment, I have to repeat it.
Oh, this
over
is
and over.
repeated.
If only there was a documentation on stream of that.
Right. Well, there was some record kept, like a weekly.
A weekly catalog.
Yeah. Only there was a way.
They'll never convict me based on my skin color.
I have the complexion for the protection.
For
The
protection.
caucasity. My
Oh.
translucent skin provides a unique protective layer against accountability.
The sun. The sun's rays.
Culpability?
Yes.
I laugh at culpability.
Yes, the sun's rays will burn me. However, the lack of melanin protects me from the legal system.
And will give me
This
the
is why-
entitlement to sue the sun for $12 million.
This is why God created the umbrella
Jesus. Okay, I have another question.
and banana boat.
You know, we all probably celebrated Christmas at some point in time. So what is your favorite gift you remember getting for Christmas?
Game Boy
I
Camera.
remember sadly the one that I didn't get the most, and it's terrible. It is the most
not the answer to the
entitled
question, sir.
shit of all time.
It's not the answer to the question, sir.
It's just
no, but
privilege. Run amok.
This is the most entitled thing of all time. Right?
You didn't get that
did
Barbie
not-
mobile.
No, it's close. I did not get the 8-foot long fucking aircraft carrier from G.I. Joe.
Oh, you
Nobody's
wanted that?
gonna buy your ass.
You wanted that aircraft carrier?
Of course I wanted it. You didn't want the fucking 8-foot long fucking aircraft
You gotta be
carrier?
realistic, even as a child,
Like,
man.
I knew. I didn't know how poor we were, but I knew we were not that. We were poorer than that.
Oh, I didn't
that
get it,
blessed.
but there was a kid down the street who had gotten it. And I
Uh-huh.
was
Still
like, so I
his.
asked for it. And like the people are long, the family long moved away, but they couldn't get the aircraft carrier out of the room. So it's still sitting there. Some old lady's like, this already
Oh,
is up
wow.
in this room.
Yeah, I didn't know how poor we were, but I knew that we were in a status where I couldn't even think of something like that. You know what I mean? That was
Right, but
that was too out there.
I thought that Santa Claus was going to bring it. I didn't think my parents were going to have to pay for it.
Oh,
right,
we knew
so-
Santa Claus had a budget.
Yeah. Santa Claus
mom-
don't do $100.
You don't need to
plus.
call White Santa. White Santa ain't got as big of a
Dude.
White Santa got a bigger budget.
My mom would be walking. We'd be in the damn JCPenney or Spiegel or Service Merchandise catalog, just circling
The
Spiegel.
up.
USS
USS, right? Constance got it. The USS flag. That's what it was.
We'd be circling shit. She's like, I don't know why y'all circling all that shit.
Right. I don't know who y'all think Santa is, but
Y'all think y'all been that good? You still
right. You can't even keep your room
keep
clean.
your room
talking
clean.
about-
What you circling all that shit for?
That's the only reason that parents have ever cared about the state of a child's room. Is not because it needs to be clean. They need to learn how to clean up after themselves. I gotta get some of these presents off this damn list.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I think that the gift that I got that I remember the most was the original Nintendo.
Now, what did you
And they
say?
did it. They did
Go
it
ahead.
very Christmas Story-ish. Like if you know how in the movie The Christmas Story, where Ralphie got the Red Ryder gun, like
Yeah.
after he'd opened up everything else, and Dad was like,
way back there.
"What's that peeking out over there?" So he went and got it. They did it that way. So like we opened up our gifts, and my brother and I were kind of like, "Yeah, we didn't get a Nintendo." And we were late to the Nintendo game, so we got the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, like
Mhm.
the third year it was out or fourth year it was out. So it had been out for a while,
Right.
and then we finally got it. And because my parents were very anti video games, but
rot
they
your
did
brain.
it that way. They were like, "Can you go open the dishwasher or something?" I went over and opened the dishwasher, and like they was sitting in the dishwasher
There
or
was
the
a
oven.
soaking wet fucking
So-
Nintendo
He put-
because
my dad put it in
Dutch-
the oven and with the turkey.
Right.
Dutch remembered it was his turn to do
Well, I
dishes
think
and
your
didn't want to
damn
get in
Nintendo.
trouble. So he
G.I.
started
Joe
the
had a
dishwasher.
spaceship. I didn't know G.I. Joe had a spaceship.
Yeah.
Put on though real quick for the USS flag G.I. Joe toy real quick, so people can see what it was.
I actually have some for all of you people who are checking out the live stream. Appreciate y'all. You get to see. I have some footage here of little Dutch getting his Nintendo. Oh, so many Christmases ago.
That's the 64 though. Those kids are way younger than me. That game did have though that system though did have the
Wait, Dutch. Wait. The best part's coming. Wait for
it
it.
was rubbing the box.
Come on. Oh, little
Blockbuster.
Sprout. He's like, now we can get games from Blockbuster. Got bad news, kiddo. Blockbuster's only going to be around for another like 2-3 more years before that.
Let's pull up this USS flag.
All right.
I got it. Here it is here. So this is the USS flag. This is the
What
gift
the
that I
fuck?
wanted.
Here's a commercial from '86.
Okay, yeah, pull it.
Here it is, the USS Flag aircraft carrier. Imagine being on the deck of this
Oh my
aircraft
God.
carrier.
Dude, it's literally filled with other toys.
Yeah, so it was made big enough so you could put like 6 of the actual planes on it.
The
Not here.
USS Flag aircraft carrier comes with what?
No way in hell I'm buying that for my kid. You'd have
And
been
then-
mad at me.
The funny story, the kid who had it down the street, when I lived in Crete, Illinois, he got it for, I don't remember if it was Christmas or a birthday, but I remember he got that. And then he was like, I need it to, like, he had all the G.I. Joe guys. He didn't have any of the Cobra. So he was like, I need to get something for it to fight against, bring over some, because I had some of the Cobra toys. He was like, bring over something for it to fight against. So I bring like the Destro on his ATV. He's Destro on this little ATV, like this big. He's fighting against this giant fucking aircraft carrier. Like Destro had no fucking chance. Like the entire Joe team on this multi-million-dollar piece of equipment battling silver-headed Destro. Can't even see how has no peripheral vision on his ATV.
You don't know. He had a puncher's chance.
He just happened to hit the Death Star area.
Yeah. He hit it in a cooling duct that would make a catastrophic failure all the way down to the core, causing a detonation.
Oh yeah, it was Lamar in the chat has given us all the info on it. 7 feet long. It was marked down in $99.99. That I can't. How much is that selling for today? Let's see if we can find a USS Flag for sale. Hold on.
You talk, I'll do it. Because I don't have anything to add about this.
Yeah, there is. Oh my God, the average price based upon the last 5 auctions sold. The high was 3,000. The low is 1,300. Median 2,152. 2,152. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I might buy one. But my
kids
kid
buy one of those. I swear to God.
My kids these days, though, like some of the toys that they get, and this was true of my daughters too. Like there was years where they couldn't even see over the fucking pile of presents that I fucking bought them, and like it. I got to the point where I enjoyed buying gifts for my kids, and I still do. But now Melissa's taken that. She's like, oh, well, men don't buy the gifts. Women buy the gifts. I'll do all the Christmas shopping. I know what to get.
What are you, a cuck?
And she doesn't realize that I was like, hey, I like to go buy gifts for my kids. Like it's fun.
It's one of your love
especially for
languages.
boys. Yeah, especially for my boys. With the girls I did it and it was great, but now with the boys, I'm like, oh, I can buy them this. I used to love this shit when I was a kid. And she's like, oh, but you're buying them what you like and not what they like. I'm like, yes.
Exactly.
I'm buying them what I like.
I only want them to play with the stuff that I like, so that if they ask me to play, it's not so bad.
Right, because he wants us to play like Among Us and
no.
Five Nights at Freddy's and shit like that. I'm like, no, Huggy Wuggy. I don't want to play with fucking this evil character. He's crazy. No. I showed you guys Huggy Wuggy. If you don't know who Huggy Wuggy is, I'm going to describe Huggy Wuggy for you. Imagine Grover, but with like a heart-shaped Gumby style head that's oversized to the body, 8 feet tall, with the teeth of a shark.
Yeah, I'm good.
And consumes you in one bite. Big enough to consume a human so that when he's chewing, the arm's hanging out. It's
and also my daughter will not be allowed to hang out with your kids because they watch weird shit.
I'm afraid that YouTube is accessible everywhere. So
you're
going to have to make a choice at some point as to whether or not when you're walking through the store. And I don't know if Haas, how old is Lulu?
Luciana is 7.
Okay. So
damn, she old.
When she was littler, is she addicted to the tablet or the phone? YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we made this choice. Like my daughters were too old for this, right? But my boys, like you go in the grocery store, I wanted the girls to keep quiet. I had to like hold their hand and keep them with me so they didn't run off. The boys, you hand them the fucking tablet. And then unfortunately they don't let it go the rest of the day. It's crazy. And then they come up on all this crazy shit like Huggy Wuggy. And like family, like FGTV, the
Huggy Wuggy.
Yeah. I just described Huggy Wuggy. He's an 8-foot tall Grover with shark teeth. I'll show you Huggy Wuggy.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is Huggy Wuggy. For those of you who
Lamar in the chat
Don't
says
know.
there's nothing but crazy cartoons now. Yeah, she's gonna be watching
this is Huggy Wuggy.
what's it called?
Oh yeah, my
Um,
kids don't look at that. My kids are all about Darman, and Rocco's infatuated, obsessed with football now, all things football. So he's looking up
I have tried so hard
all
to
the
get my
NFL
kid
players.
interested in sports.
He
He's
just
not
went to the
interested.
library with his mom, and he checked out 2 NFL books. He said he got the encyclopedia.
Oh, he was at the library. Did
Yeah.
he get were there drag queens there running around reading books?
Cinnamon Lush gave him the books. But he got NFL Encyclopedia for Kids and the Miami Dolphins Undefeated Yearbook.
Okay, you know what? Hold on a second. The Eagles
Open up.
lost about 3 weeks ago. I grew up a Dolphins fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was the biggest Dan Marino fan ever. Even I am sick and tired of hearing about the 72 fucking Dolphins. Every fucking year when someone loses, I'm like, oh, now we got to watch these old farts fucking toast themselves again with your 14-game season.
This was the year that the Patriots went to the Super Bowl undefeated. I was so hoping that they would go ahead and win.
Oh, no,
That's
not
the only
the
time I
Patriots.
rooted for them. That's the only time I wanted them to win.
I didn't want
I
the
don't want to hear about the
Patriots.
Dolphins anymore.
I would have been fine with the Eagles doing it this year, but I didn't want the Patriots to do it. That team was so obnoxious.
I was a big Randy Moss fan too, so
I liked Vikings Randy Moss.
Since we're
oh
talking
yeah,
about
when he was freaking insane.
What the fuck happened when he went to the Raiders? Like that was he there 2 years or 1?
2 seasons.
He was just a different person there.
He didn't want to be there, I don't think. He didn't want to be there. And he was just like, whatever. And then their front office and organizational system is such a clusterfuck that he really didn't want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. I mean, he was just atrocious. Then he went to New England and boom, right back. Like he never skipped a beat.
Right.
It was crazy. That was one of the biggest down and ups I've ever seen in sports.
Pause.
There's no innuendo in that.
Down and up.
Jeez.
Speaking of down and up, did you hear about Phoenix?
They got sold. Right?
Yeah,
Sarver finally sold the team, but he sold them for $4 billion.
And he bought them for $400
million.
So the guys on you know the crew, late night NBA crew, Chuck, Shaq, Kenny the Jet, EJ, the elevator. They were like, it's kind of funny how his punishment was 10 times his investment.
Right.
Yeah.
Is being excommunicated from the ownership fraternity really that much of a punishment when you're gonna make 10 times?
What happened to did Sterling get the same treatment?
Yeah, same thing. He got kicked out.
I thought
he sold his team for $2 billion, I think, and he only paid $191 million or something like that.
They should have to sell it for 10% less than what they bought it for, and all the rest goes to the league.
Your shares, your percentage should be docked for conduct so egregious we had to kick your ass out.
Right. You lost the team from your behavior.
Yeah. You lose some of the freaking remuneration from the sale because the sale is tainted by your behavior because you tainted the league. That's the punishment. Punitive damages.
But that's the thing, dude, is rich people don't operate by the same fucking rules. You know, we're so fucking embedded in this fucking capitalism shtick that it's like I don't have a problem with people making money, having a hustle, whatever it is that they do. Like, I'm not like anti-capitalism at its core, but what we have in this country is not even capitalism anymore. It's just like, it's just fucking leeching. And the more money you have, the richer you fucking get. You know,
Compound interest, dude. Compound interest.
and conservatives sit there and defend, and the crazy thing is they'll sit there and defend it left and right, but God forbid they pay a player more money, they start losing their fucking mind. Oh, he's overpaid. You know, he's a diva. Blah 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 blah. So, did you just reach out and molest that woman on camera?
I 100% did. It's my wife. It's my booty. She's just holding it for me.
Get her on stream. We'll talk to her. You can go do something else. Well, he's actually asking her. He's like, "Hey, come."
Don't do that to her. Don't expose her to this man.
Say hi.
We do not approve of the way you are treated. Yeah. There we go. Hello.
Hi.
Shane. I just want to make sure that you know this. We do not approve of the way you are treated. Okay, we do not condone the way you are talked about on this show. No.
Really? How am I talked about on this show?
Oh, see, look at this. Look at this. Wow.
Very glowingly. Don't start no shit.
See, that's how he gets. See.
All you got to do is plant the seed. See,
these motherfuckers here. God,
no, ain't no. These motherfuckers is a motherfucker.
You moving to Houston? Don't forget that, Dutch.
Hey, yeah, hold on. You want me to correct that for you? I'll be happy to correct it for you. Show up for the next production meeting. It'll never happen again.
The one that you're 2 weeks late for.
Production meeting. Practice.
Talking about practice.
Talk about practice. Talk about some production meeting. What the?
Alan, welcome to the show, Alan.
Not the game. Not the game.
Production meetings.
not the game.
Not the live stream. Production meeting.
Oh my God. All right, so let's get to the war on Christmas here.
Yes, let's talk about the war on Christmas.
You've already told us your general feelings about Christmas. What is the one thing about Christmas you wish would go away and never come back? And your answer cannot be Christmas.
Damn it. I will say nothing on this show.
I'll say this. Christmas has been
so fucking pissed.
Yeah, you can see in his face. These are the reasons why you need to watch the live stream, because you need to see Mikey's face right now, like somebody's shitting his soup.
I can't never get not even for Christmas. I can't even bash Christmas for Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is no more.
I want to bash Christmas on Christmas, man. How come I can't bash Christmas on Christmas?
I think the Grinch had some really strong talking points. I'm just gonna go.
But then his heart grew 3 times.
Right.
Yeah, it's called indoctrination.
No, he was
Peggy Sue.
He did not like Christmas.
He don't like people.
He didn't like being alone. No, he did.
He didn't want to be alone.
Yeah, he did like people, and he felt outcast.
He felt shunned. Yes.
Right.
No, I'm not going with your Jim Carrey.
You wouldn't know that though, because Dr. Seuss was canceled, of course, but so nobody knows the story anymore.
I would say that what I would like to go away is even though we kind of feed into it, but the rampant materialism. You know what I mean? It's like it's so gift focused sometimes that we don't focus on the gift of family and bonding and those types of things, which is the true gift, because these gifts after a time will either wear out or become non-desirable, and you still got that wife, you still got that mom, you still got those friends, and those are the true gifts, especially the true friends and the loving family and your children and things like that, your health. Those are the true gifts. If you make it to a Christmas, I mean, in the last 2 days, I've lost 2 people. So if you can make it to a Christmas, that's a gift in itself. because you never know which blink is the last one. So, for me, it's the materialism. I like to, even though I like getting cigars and whiskey and shit like that. For me, I sit back and I look at the family interacting and things like that, the extended family that you haven't seen in a while and things like that, interacting. And fortunately, we have good interactions and it's not traumatic. And I find myself sitting back and getting misty looking at that and watching the kids play with each other more than the toys and things like that. And I try to focus on those things rather than what gifts you did or didn't get. So that would be my answer.
Mikey, you have the floor.
I'd like to wish for more wishes.
You have as long as you would like to rant on Christmas. Go.
I don't have a rant. It's not a thing for me anymore. And I can honestly say my life's a little bit better. I like to do nice stuff for people all throughout the year. And that feels better than trying to match the Hallmark scheduling for when I should be generous and when I should be friendly. Like people use the holidays to like be friendly, but then once New Year's comes, they're right back to being assholes. And it's like, all right, well then what's the point? What's the point of all this? So
yeah, I think there was a comment earlier somebody made about that was the one time a year where slaves were given meat or something. So it's like,
damn.
Yeah, there's your get out. Oh, see, look how benevolent I am. But so I have a lot of fucking problems with Christmas, and most of them have to do with the religious aspects of it. So, but without going down the rabbit hole here, I think the number one thing is the expectations that are put upon people, right? So if Mikey doesn't like Christmas, I don't think less of him as a person. We might joke with him a little bit about it. Like we were, as his co-host, reserve the right to tease. He does it to us. We'll do it.
You're gonna get roasted. That's part of the love.
I've never once made a joke at either one of your expenses one time.
Oh my Lord.
I can't believe think of a time.
As my mama used to say,
gaslighter.
My mom used to say when I would utter an untruth, she would say, I can't believe you pooched your lips to
right. Yeah. But like my point is like, look, Tons of Mice just posted and he's like, Christmas bah humbug. So what? It doesn't impact me in the slightest. Right? Like if someone doesn't like Christmas, the problem that I have with it, because I happen to like Christmas, like there are things about it I don't like. And I don't celebrate those parts of it. Like I stay away from the religious aspects of Christmas. I focus on the family part, giving my kids gifts. And I love the history of Christmas, right? Like I'll talk about the history of Christmas all day long. Like Yule and Saturnalia and stuff like that. I hate when religious people try to make it a religious holiday because it's their fault that it's not a religious holiday. They literally used Christmas as a way to amalgamate other more pagan rituals into it, so that they could take those rituals away from people. And now they're mad that the church did that. But when they used it to assimilate, it was an assimilation tool, right? So that part of it I don't like. But like if someone says, if Tons or Mikey's like, I don't like Christmas, I don't celebrate it.
Right.
People have a tendency to question your why
are you so unhappy? Why are you so bad? Like what? Well, who hurt you? It turns.
But it's more than that. They'll question your allegiance to the country, to humanity, to
I've never had my patriotism questioned because I don't celebrate Christmas.
Oh well, lucky you. Because I've had my patriotism questioned just for not liking the religious parts of it.
Well, that's what happens when you give morons space to breathe. they say more moronic things. You got to cut it off at the head, man. You don't got to deal with that.
You know, and like I remember when I was in school, like there was kids who didn't celebrate Christmas. Usually the Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forget if Mormons celebrate Christmas or not. I think they kind of acknowledge it. But nonetheless, the Jehovah's don't celebrate Christmas at all. And like, so all of us in class would be having this party, and like these poor two kids would have to go to sit in the principal's office and do homework.
Oh wow, that's bullshit.
So they were punished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't go to school that I recall with any kids that were like Islam, that were Muslim or anything like that. And like, but they didn't, I don't remember anyone not participating because of atheism. I think atheism was just had less traction back in the 80s. But, you know, a lot of people were atheists and didn't say they were because they knew they'd get shunned. So, but like the Jehovah's Witness kids, like those poor kids, man, like just figure out a way to, and then they get mad at us and call us woke because we're like, we care about those kids.
Which is another barrel of fucking bullshit. You know, and they've co-opted the term woke and made it some,
I don't know what they think it is.
Slam, because you have consideration for others. You know what I mean?
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you have room in this land of freedom for those who don't think like the majority thinks?
Right.
But we'll preach freedom all day long.
Yeah. Like I get that. Like, look, here's the way I kind of try to look at it. I think that if someone comes to live in this country and say they're from, I don't know, Sudan or wherever, right? Iran, and they don't celebrate Christmas, right? So like, I don't think that we should stop celebrating Christmas because those people don't. I don't think that if I went to go live in China, that they're going to all of a sudden cancel the Chinese New Year because I moved there just to make me happy. I'm not expecting that to happen. So I think that, but I also think that when people move here, they know that there's this thing called Christmas that they do in the United States, and whether or not they celebrate it, they're aware that this happens, and then it goes on. But to villainize people for that, and like, well, yeah, but you move here, so you should celebrate it. I know not everybody says that, but like, there is a big contingent of people who are like, well, if you come here, you should assimilate and you should celebrate Christmas.
But the thing is that there's people that are born here who don't. So
right.
Why do you force this extra?
That's such a bad argument. I really hope one day soon, Dutch, you'll stop going into these fucking dens of inequity with these morons, because it rots your brain. Like, you have an answer to every Republican rebuttal for everything you say because they're in your head rent free right now, buddy. Rent free.
That's got very little to do with going into those spaces. I mean, this is from life, right? Like, especially when you grow up in an evangelical community, that's just my experience, right? So that's one of the reasons why I go into those spaces, because I have that experience that those people have, and I can speak to the other side of it in a way that they might be able to understand. Now, very few of them are willing to listen, especially in groups.
That's why I argue less and less. Because
I'm arguing way less and less. Like, it's from where were we at like 3 years ago, dude?
Oh man, we would be in the 353 replies.
Yeah,
just arguing and trying to get people to see the idiocy of their mindsets at times, statistic upon statistic, study upon study, and the willful ignorance that you are confronted with, and the cognitive dissonance it's insurmountable. And at certain points, you just have to be like, I said what I had to say, or just scroll on by. Or when they make a comment, sometimes people make a comment on my page on something I post, and I'll never even answer it. I'll just leave it there, let it wither on the vine.
Yep. Because that's that's all that side's turned into, and that's what this war on Christmas, that's all it is. It's a bunch of whiny ass Karens.
How dare you say happy holidays? This is America. This is America, where there are people who don't celebrate Christmas. There are people who celebrate Kwanzaa. There are people who celebrate Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus, baby. You know, there are people who don't celebrate at all. So you say happy holidays because we are a big melting pot. And as a big melting pot, not everybody does the same thing.
I think happy holidays is bending the knee.
What do you mean?
It's bending the knee.
Elaborate.
Why are you wishing me a happy season? That's weird.
Well, the happy holidays originally, the way that I understand that phrase is because there's really three things that people say. They'll say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or Season's Greetings, right? So maybe I'm missing one, but happy holidays.
You gotta be real freaking rich to say Season's Greetings.
Happy solstice, everybody.
Well, happy holidays, I believe, if I'm recalling my history correctly, stems from the fact that we went back, especially like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, we would go on this Christmas break. I mean, we still go on Christmas break, but in the original context, you would going on your break from school or from work or whatever the case may be. And while you were on break, you had Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's. So instead of saying Happy Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's, they said Happy Holidays, because we're not going to see you again until the holidays are over. Right? So it's a plural thing. There's 3 holidays at the exact same time. Hanukkah, sometimes, it's a lunar holiday, Hanukkah. So it's not always the same time, but you get the point. So I think that's where it came from. And then people were like, but now it triggers them because the guy at Walmart doesn't say Merry Christmas to you because he thinks possibly you might be Jewish. And this is long before Kwanzaa, right? Because Kwanzaa didn't really become popular or known about until the last 15 years or so? You're on mute.
A little bit longer than that.
I was about to say, when I was a kid, they were talking about Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I mean, it's been I think he means in an expanded, nationally known type of thing, because we were talking about Kwanzaa when I was a kid, and other kids would be like, "What the heck is Kwanzaa?" But now it's in the lexicon, more global, more in a more expansive way.
Yeah. I didn't know what Kwanzaa was until I was probably like 20. So maybe even older.
You didn't know what Kwanzaa was till your 4th black girlfriend? Jesus Christ, man.
No, none of them told me about it. I had my first black girlfriend at what?
He showed up with his dashiki. He's like, Jumbo.
Grand Rising Queen.
I was 19. I was 19 when I had my first black girlfriend. None of them told me about it. And I was on like my 7th by like 25. Not one told me a thing about it.
I figured you knew what was up. You knew what time it was.
You supposed to be like, hey, where the bean pies, baby?
Bean pie,
the bean pies I knew about. The bean pies and the Harold's chicken, I knew all about that. Right?
You come over Dutch crib, he's sitting there with his legs crossed reading the final call.
You got the picture of, it's not Malcolm X, but it's
he's got Huey P. Newton. He's got Huey Newton.
Is Denzel as Malcolm X on the wall?
Right next to a picture of Shaft.
But it's the Samuel L. Jackson version.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson version.
I have your cultural references, you see.
You see
Right.
this girl?
Yeah, but I mean that's
Oh,
the part
Jesus.
where it's like and that it kind of I get triggered about it because like I don't even see how wishing someone happy holidays is a war on Christmas.
Oh, 100.
Like
But you didn't put the Christ in Christmas, damn it. I
Th-
said
and
Merry.
as
I
I
said
said
Merry
before,
Xmas once. I said Merry Xmas once on a post some years ago, and somebody jumped on my page talking about, please do us a favor and say Christmas because it's about Christ. Oh man, I went in.
oh, okay, first of all, Tons of Mice, definitely the Muppets one. He's asking which version of A Christmas Carol he should watch this year. Without a doubt, not that creepy Jim Carrey one, the half animated, half real one.
Yeah, that was
That
weird.
one, I just
I
can't
have
get
to
over the
say,
animation on that one.
the Bill Murray Christmas Carol was pretty good. Scrooged.
Scrooged.
So who wins a death match between the Grinch and the Scrooge?
Grinch, dude. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute. The Grinch or the
Ebenezer.
the transfer. Oh, you talking about Ebenezer Scrooge?
Yeah.
Ebenezer.
Oh yeah, the Grinch hands down.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Grinch
that's-
beats Scrooge?
Oh, hands
no
down.
question. No question.
Hands down. The Grinch, I mean, Scrooge was scared. The Grinch wasn't scared of nothing. He would put the paws on you. Ah!
The Grinch is
Hey,
a
he got a
far
dog.
superior. The
Come on,
Grinch
Max,
is a
bite
far
his ass.
superior redemption story to the Scrooge.
But in the beginning of the movie, Grinch is killing him.
Because the Scrooge gives you the idea that you can spend your whole life fucking someone over
Mm-hmm.
and then go give them presents on Christmas and now you good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all gravy, baby. Let's pump that materialism.
Yeah, I should show this to my child so that they can then take this internally into them. It's like, just buy your way out of your problems. That's
Right.
fine. Just buy yourself into good character.
Right. No, but but yeah, I definitely the Muppet Christmas Carol to me is by far the best one. As long as they're not the old ones. I didn't like the old ones. The ones the old black and white versions. They were just a couple of them were genuinely scary. But but especially like where they pull the one older version where they what is it with George C. Scott where the Ghost of Christmas Present has the two little like starving kids under his cloak, and I'm like, and they painted their eyes all black, and you're like, this is I forget the names of the kids. This is hate, and this is envy or whatever two emotions it was. That part used to creep me the fuck out.
Dutch, how much money would it take for me to get you to watch an anime from start to finish? It's probably about 100 episodes, about 20-minute episodes.
You talking about Attack on Titan?
1.3 million.
Well, you guys heard the number, so get over to Patreon. You need to watch Full Metal Alchemist.
I've heard that's really good.
It is probably some of the best storytelling you're gonna find within the last 50 years. It's really good, and I just would love to get a little
Right now-
reaction out of you.
Right now, what's on my gotta watch list is That Black Enough for You on Netflix.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's the skinny is they're talking about the emergence of black filmmaking in the 70s and early 80s, and then how Hollywood shut that shit down.
Let that be a lesson.
So if you can't be Mamie and the thug number 1 or drug addict number 3.
We wanted to cast you as the burglar.
Can you do it blacker?
How do you feel about us putting dreadlock extensions into your head?
Yes, but
You
only
want to make
7.
you look like Allen Iverson.
Can you do Eddie Murphy?
Oh, Wayne Brady, I love him. Yeah, of course. Of course you do.
I keep saying all the white people that are all the black people that white people love, some ends up happening. I don't know what Wayne Brady did, but we're gonna find out one day. Wayne Brady.
They don't like Wayne because Wayne is a real one. Wayne's
Yeah.
out here to get that check. He's like, I am a
Man.
singer and an improv guy.
Yeah.
And y'all on here on some other shit. And he's an Islander anyway. So
Well, white people are going to be they're going to turn on him quick, just like they did OJ and Bill Cosby.
But that's why I
Wayne Brady is
love.
next.
he was on Dancing with the Stars. He didn't win though.
I just like how the Dave Chappelle skit was so great with Wayne Brady. You know,
He's like, you gotta let me get my get back.
yeah, he had to let him get it back. Oh, yes.
I think I've seen
Crying
that before.
Freeman was one of my favorite animes when I was younger. Vampire Hunter D and Fist of the North Star. So Constance,
Yeah.
that's
Top tier list.
yeah.
Top tier. S tier.
S tier. I know what none of that is.
You gotta check out Crying Freeman. That mug was dope.
Psychopaths is really good too. Dutch, you might actually fall in love with anime, and then 2 weeks later, he's gonna come in here with a fucking full cosplay on top of something. I've always loved anime. Anime's been my thing since the beginning. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard about this. Have you guys heard of Pokemon? Like, he's gonna come in
Does
here all
Pokemon count as
apple-pie.
anime?
Absolutely.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that anime?
Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh is yes.
I can't believe
Oh,
it's that Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't even watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and I knew it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh Lord, it's spreading. It's spreading.
So, all right. Well, we're just doing some holiday chat today.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you celebrate, whether you do or don't.
Now,
have a good fucking weekend.
who
Oh, you.
who did like the holiday talent show / show as kids for the adults in the family?
Luckily, we stopped doing it by the time I had like my third trumpet lesson, so I didn't have to play no Christmas.
Oh man, we used
Silent
to have to do skits. We
Yeah.
would do skits. We would be dancing, all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff. I mean, up until I was like 16, 17 years old, we were doing little things. Got to do the talent show. That was also fun. That was also fun.
You know what? I like that tradition. I think I will adopt it.
You know, all the kids do a talent show. So you had to do one thing individually, and then we had to do one thing together. It was fun.
If we keep this up, we're gonna make sectionals and then regionals. Then we'll be going to state.
That's when the big bucks start rolling in.
And then you know what happens next? Profit.
Oh, jeez.
Step A, make skit. Step B will work out later. Step C, profit.
Yep. All right. So if you're watching the show today, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch if you're watching on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter at Dig on America. Come over to Twitch and donate to the show, twitch.tv/Dig on America, or at Patreon, patreon.com/Dig on America. Thank you to those who have subscribed. So with that being said, we will migrate. Next week will be our yearly wrap up. So we're going to look at the year that was and tell you about all of the wonderful things that happened.
I thought we were doing Trump next week.
Isn't that part of it? Didn't we agree to do the year wrap up and Trump was part of that?
Man,
We got a long show.
you just be
I don't
having
know.
conversation.
I don't know. I
Just be having-
missed the production.
Because you wanted to do the year wrap up this week, and I was like, well, we got one more week, and you were like, oh yeah.
So then this week should have been Trump. And you're like, war on Christmas.
What did we want to talk about Trump anyway? We played him out.
The dig on the Trump family, the whole unit, the mommy, the daddy, where the cousins at, was pop. We ain't really done a deep dive on all the nasty shit that family's been up to for the last 5 decades.
I'll make sure to put that into the notes.
Throw it in the lexicon.
Yeah. So we have a few digs planned. Anna has one that we're gonna try to get Ravana on for. And by the way, thank you for the raid the other night. That was great.
Yeah, thanks. What a great thing you did there, Ravana. You helped out a smaller channel with your raid. What a great thing you did. Wish we did that.
We will be able to do so hopefully soon. We're we're gonna do the a dig on what exactly does woke mean. We got one on the Federalist, or not the Federalist Society, the Heritage Foundation, the NSSF, which I'm sure is one of, or is it the NSSA? I forget, the National Sportsman's Safety Foundation, the firearms advocacy group, which a lot of people don't know about. They all know about the NRA. They don't know about that one. Maybe we can get Q on for that, Haas. We haven't had Q on in a while. You're on mute, but it's been a while since we've had Q on the show. Q's great.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, we'll try to do that early January, and then so we got a lot of really, really good digs planned. I'm gonna do one early in January on secondary credit for like how the car business and mortgage businesses gouge folks with below average credit scores. I'm gonna literally walk through with you in a couple weeks how they built what they call in the car business building a deal based on factors that you would not fucking believe. So
You'll never believe number 4.
Number 4 will shock you. But yeah, so with that being said, we will do a raid after the Humidor. And Mikey will play the music for that right now because he's awesome.
Or
he's in the Christmas.
I?
He's in. Yes, we're at your. This is the headquarters. H.R. Johnson, you missed your marching orders. Stay with us till the end of the show. We'll let you know what your what your job is going to be.
Your
Haas will
MOS.
delegate your task.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection. And the
Baby.
DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
I said, I said, dig dong. What you drinking? What you smoking on?
Haas a ding dong. What you drinking? What you smoking on? It's a Christmas
God.
cigar.
Can't have nothing without the white man coming in behind me.
H.R. Johnson, when you're not, join us. Join us one day, or we'll join you and then you join us. We'll work something out. And real quick before Haas gets started, I talked because we just played Jenna's voice. I talked to her the other day. She said to say hello and she loves you guys. So
I talked to her. Never mind.
Oh, you probably talked to her like 5 minutes ago, but
Yeah,
I don't talk to her as
friends.
much as you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, take yourself off mute and tell us about your cigar.
Can I go now, sir? All right. So I am smoking on some high society today. I'm smoking on the Davidoff Millennium Blend.
It's
Pyramid.
millennium. Oh, millennials.
Mm.
Those darn millennials.
You know, Haas's humidors really take forever. I'm so sick of waiting for them to be open. Well, stop interrupting, dog.
So
Making it take longer.
this cigar was given to me by my father-in-law for my 50th birthday. One of them. One of the ones he got me.
4 years ago.
Damn, you 50?
Uh-huh.
He 54.
Mm-mm. Don't do that. Don't do that. But this is a special blended Davidoff. And if you know Davidoff, you know that they make top tier cigars. Top tier. I mean, and this cigar technically is on the middle of their stratification of blends and cigars. However, freaking phenomenal. All right. Pyramides basically means it's a torpedo. As you can see here, if you look, the it's tapering. and it comes to a point at the top, but I cut that with a guillotine. Sometimes I use a guillotine. Sometimes I use a deep V cut for the torpedo. This is 6 1/8 inch long
Giggity.
by 52 ring gauge. Okay. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Connecticut with
Hey, Connecticut.
yeah, with binder and filler leaves from Mikey.
Aha! República Dominicana.
Yeah.
A war on this is the
Yeah.
war on Republica Dominicana now. Fuck
It's
Christmas.
the war in Nicaragua.
So this cigar, oh God, it's so good. Anyway, so
Stop, stop enjoying
sorry.
and start describing.
I'm sorry, it is really good. All right, as you can see, it's a nice caramel brown. You can see the veins in it in the leaf.
Giggity.
Somewhere Jenna is swooning.
No cracking, no peeling.
It's not ashy.
I mean, the ash comes off in 1-inch chunks, and if you can look, I'm gonna see if I can get the camera to focus. If it will focus in, you can see the cylindrical nature of the ash, which speaks to the construction of the cigar. Sometimes you see ash that looks like a roast beef sandwich, just kind of blew out like that. But if you can see there, you can see the nice swirling of the ash in there. Now, when the chunks fall off, they do tend to break apart a little bit. It's a little bit flaky, but not flaky as it sits with the cigars. You can see there's a couple of splinters there where the burn line was self-correcting. So right up here, that was actually a little point of the ash of the cigar in the wrapper. And what happened was I turn it this way so that little point is on top.
This away.
And
this
the
away.
heat from the tobacco will help self-correct the burn line. So I corrected the burn, and nice smoke.
We're in.
Little bit of pepper on the tongue there. At first puff.
Just like back in college. A little pepper on the tongue.
Little pepper on the tongue, but it gives you good coffee notes, caramel.
That's why they call me Pepe.
I love Pepe's, man. It's
Especially-
super underrated.
Especially on the retrohale. You let that come out through let that smoke come out through your nose a little bit, and you really get a little blast of coffee and wood. This is a medium to full body
Pause.
cigar. Oh God.
It's like 5 in a row right there.
Right. Now, on the Davidoff website, it says that the smoker time is 60 minutes, but I'm a
God
conscientious smoker.
Damn.
And here we are at 1:45, and I still have about 1.5 inches to go. Pause.
Giggity.
So,
HR is taking on the Jenna role at the moment.
right. And wow. So what I did was I went with the pairing recommendation of the Davidoff website when it came to what to pair this cigar with. Now, saying that, I will say this. I added a little bit of something to it because it said that it goes well with coffee or a rum.
Did you pick Myers? Please tell me you picked Myers.
So what I did was
You picked Myers
I made a cup of coffee. I put a splash of cream in it.
and
then
Myers.
I put some Kraken black roast, coffee infused rum.
That's spice, though.
No, it's not.
It's
It's coffee-
Krakens are all spiced, aren't they?
It's if you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Do you understand?
I am, but I
Word?
thought Kraken.
You
everything
thought.
they did
That's
was
exactly what we're saying. You thought.
right. So are you telling me that Kraken has a rum now that is not spiced?
It is Kraken coffee infused rum. Black
Okay.
roast.
That
Okay?
doesn't mean it's not spiced.
Oh my God, Jesus.
You're the one hung up on
Clarify
spice,
for me.
bro. Why do you?
Because their website like says Kraken spiced rums.
Yeah, Kraken spice rums. But that doesn't mean
It's
they're
not
all
about
spiced.
this. It's not
If
about
there
the
are
spice.
if there are 6 different rums and 5 of them are spiced, then they're Kraken spice rums, and one
Okay.
of them isn't spiced.
That's fine. And I love spiced rum. I just don't want it with coffee. That's all.
Well, that's you. I'm talking
It's
about
not even
me.
your cup.
Can I get back to the humidor, please?
No,
As I sip
you
from
will
my-
do the tasks that I ask you to
No,
do.
don't
I
drink
sip-
things that I don't like.
God bless. As I drink from my Black Box Cigar
There's a
Club
war on
coffee
rum.
mug.
The war on rum has usurped the war.
So
on
as I
Christmas.
said, I took a cup of coffee. I put a splash of
let it go,
cream
let it go.
into
I'm
the
gonna mute you in
coffee.
a second.
Way less cream than I normally have. Pause. And then I put an ounce and a half of Kraken black roast coffee infused rum into the cup and
Just
swirled it
spice.
around.
Is the coffee spiced? Is the cream spiced? Is that a spiced mug?
Is it wait? Is it coffee or tea?
So then when I take a sip,
Tons.
and then take a puff, way more coffee, way more pepper, very, very great
Spiced.
pairing. Yes, it's spicy. Just
Pepper
for you,
spice.
Dutch. Jesus Christ.
Next week on the dig, we're gonna be talking about Sean Spicer and the Spice Girls.
Right. And spice tea.
And Spice One.
Spice one.
And Spice Adams will be our guest.
So, as you can see, no cracks. The draw is very easy. Construction is beautiful. When you press it, there's a little give, but it's not soft or spongy. Very well constructed. Very good smoke. And I wish I could identify the exact wood note that it is, but I can't. Sorry.
Birch.
If anybody else has had this blend or has this blend and they can detect what that wood note is exactly, if it's cedar or whatever, please let me know.
Pine.
It's definitely not pine. It's definitely not pine. I'll tell you that right now.
Pine
It's got a-
Sol.
It's got a nice pine
Got
salt
like-
into it.
Right.
What's
No.
So this will be fun. All right, let's try this. I want you to describe it, but use colors and shapes.
Describe the flavor.
Taste. Yeah.
Tastes like a chocolate brown.
Okay.
Like a saucer.
Maybe like oak then. It might just have some oak
Mm,
to it.
maybe. Could be.
Possible.
Some rich mahogany.
All I know is freaking delicious. I'll tell you that much right now.
Maybe it was stored in a mahogany case before it was sold to you.
Now they usually put them in cedar.
There's
that's why
there's a
that's
lot
different.
of there's a lot of like whiskey and rum barrel infused wines right now. Is
Mhm.
there have you tried is there any cigar that you've had that has been like infused with because you mentioned rum a lot. Is there any that have been whiskey infused?
Oh yeah. There's a cigar called the Diesel Rabbit Hole Whiskey Row.
Would that be
it
Shaq
is-
Diesel or Kevin Nash Diesel?
Neither. Cigar Diesel. And what they do is they take the cigars and they actually put them in whiskey barrels for a time.
Oh, Haas, I didn't know you like to get wet.
That's right.
Angel does.
Angel Dust.
ECP.
Ashy Larry. But very good cigar, very good price point. But back to this cigar, which is depending upon your socioeconomic bracket, not at a very good price point because this cigar goes for about $30 for a single. Depending on where you get it from. So if you get it online, you might save a couple bucks, but if you get it in the lounge, you're gonna pay $30, $35 for this cigar. But it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Super good cigar. On the leafer meter, $4.95.
Wow.
4 point. This cigar is really good. This is a cigar that, if I wasn't being financially restrained,
Responsible.
yes, I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a box of these, and literally maybe smoke one a month after I let it sit for 6 months. And it sat for, when was my birthday? July. So it sat for 5 months because today's the 21st. So this sat in my humidor for 5 months. And I pulled it out, pause. And
Pulled it out.
smoked it, pause.
Mhm.
Pardon me while I whip this out.
Yes.
Don't mind if I do.
Freaking great cigar. Would definitely smoke it again. Those of you guys out there who are not as financially responsible or have more disposable income than I do, I would supremely suggest that you try this cigar. Supremely, if you like cigars. Now, like I said, it is medium to full body. So beginners definitely have something to eat. Don't smoke and sip a adult libation and not have anything on your stomach and think you're gonna get up, stand up and not wobble a little bit.
I'll be fine.
Famous
Whoa,
last
whoa,
words,
Whoa.
you know? But great cigar. As you can see, it's about 3/4 of an inch of ash. It's hanging in there strong. You know, look at that burn line. A little wavy, but pretty much straight around. You know, phenomenal,
You-
phenomenal.
Did you give a rating? Did I miss it, or have you?
4.95.
That's
I
a
heard
high
it.
rating.
That's
Shit.
very high, and it's
That's what I
worth
said.
it. It is 100% worth it. It is so good.
That's
is
in
so
the
good.
top 2 or 3.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if it's the highest.
I'm gonna thank my friends at Black Box Cigar Club for providing the coffee mug. Really came in handy today. I normally drink my coffee out of a tumbler, but I did not want to make a big old full tumbler of coffee and coffee infused rum because then
We'll drink it.
I'd be talking like this and I'd be saying how much I love you guys.
Mm-mm.
That's a spicy rating. Thanks, tons. It is spicy. But thank you for listening once again. Once again, this is all subjective. I encourage you to go out and try your own cigars. If you haven't tried smoking cigars yet, and you need a little therapy, a little breathing technique to loosen the stress of the day, cigar smoking is way cheaper than an actual therapist.
I recommend weed.
Or a yoga class. You go to yoga, you got to pay and sweat. Even though I love yoga, I am not dissing yoga. I'm just saying that if you want to just kick your feet up, sip on something nice, and breathe a little bit and let the worries of the day slip away, a good cigar, I put that up against any other form of therapy there is.
I'm gonna bring you one of my cigars.
Yoga, Yoda, and yogurt here on Dig on America. All right, so there we go. Have a good holiday or don't. depending on whether you sell it or
Celebrate.
celebrate it. We will do a raid here, unless Mikey has a suggestion. Who's on? Echoplex.
I'm not expecting I'm not expecting raids from Dig on America. I'm not big enough to get a raid.
I tried to raid you with 60 yesterday, but unfortunately, it wasn't really their fault because they didn't understand. But Rev ended the stream, and I chewed him a new one afterwards. And I was going, and I did talk to the guy that we ended up raiding because I had to do it like in a quick second. And Mikey hadn't quite fired up his stream yet. That was Hamazi Goat. And I asked him, I was like, hey, can I suggest you a raid? He was like, yeah, but I'm on for 3 more hours. And I couldn't stay up that long otherwise. But anyway, yep. I tried my best. I really, really tried my best. But
he's lying. That's all bullshit.
Hey, if I wanted to, I could raid my own new channel. But
hey, that sounds like something that would really help out a smaller channel. That sounds like a great
well,
job.
I think all of these folks are already following this channel. But I also am not going to start that up right now because I have chores to do. I have
a Merry Christmas video for everyone.
Because we're moving, I am. You can probably see. I have paint on my hands here.
I thought that was something else.
I have to go in. Yeah, it's that too. That's this hand. I have to go.
He was doing the
I have
stranger.
to go finish painting. But I will be streaming in about an hour. I definitely will jump on and stream in about an hour. So if anybody wants to check that out, I will say hi in the chat from my account. I will go on in about an hour. That's my new channel. I started about a week ago.
Hey,
Mikey,
that's
what
cool,
you got?
man. Hey, man, when I'm done with my stream, I'll totally raid you because that's what friends do for each other. But here we go. This is a moose running full speed through 3 feet.
How is
of
it
fucking
moving
snow.
so quickly through fucking snow like that?
And
That
you
is-
think these fucking things are cute? They are monsters. This is a monster.
That is terrifying.
Have any of you seen a moose close up?
Mm-hmm.
I was
They're remarkably huge.
I was up in Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and we're driving. We're driving down this it's a paved road, and on either side is just tall trees, right? And sure as shit, there's this big fucking figure behind the trees. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It was Bigfoot.
And this thing comes out of the trees. I swear, the antlers were as long. The wingspan of the antlers was the length of the car. Okay. And the bottom of its belly was like halfway up the side of the car or more. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen a moose up close. This thing is freaking huge. So now I guess I know when a team's nickname or mascot is a moose, that is freaking
terrifying.
How come we don't see more moose in like fantasy of like the warrior riding the moose?
There literally was.
And you cannot get up on the moose.
There literally was one.
That thing is like 9 feet tall.
Was there?
It was called The Hobbit. It made like $1 billion. Yeah, you didn't see the.
I only watched the first 3.
Oh, dude, check out The Hobbit. The Hobbit is fucking sick, dude.
I still haven't watched the show on Amazon. I do want to check it out, but I haven't gotten around to it.
No,
yet.
I'm not talking about the show. I'm talking about the Hobbit movies.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah.
And in the 3 Hobbit movies, well, spoiler alert, the elf dude, not Legolas, but the other guy. I can't remember. If someone knows in the chat, please help me. But there's another guy, Celeborn. That's not him. But yeah, he rides. No. That's our word. Yeah, he rides a moose into battle, and it by all estimations, that was a very small moose he was riding.
Yeah.
And it was still fucking badass, but yeah. The elves of Lothlorien.
Next week we got to take 10 minutes and talk about what the fuck's going on with DC. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to this, but James
Why
Gunn
would
is
I?
James Gunn is stirring the pot over there at DC, man.
I heard he's fucking it up.
Well, I don't know. It was pretty fucked up before, but
Well, yeah.
we will dedicate some time to that. I think next week, just like a quick segment. I kind of want to go over people's thoughts on it, but all right.
I think Ollie Man told me something about that.
Yeah, it's some of it's good, some of it's bad. Some of it I don't know yet. We'll have to find out. But we'll have some time next week as we do our year wrap up because that'll be part of it. So you want to do Dave, Brat, or
Brad from Space Ghost Coast to
Real
Coast?
Radcorn? Let's do. Well, we did Dave last a couple weeks ago.
Whoa,
Radhorn or Brat? Who you want to raid? Those are the only ones I see on right now. Did you say pause?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said pause. Oh, never mind. Okay. We'll do her. She's been nice to us before.
That's why I thought
All right,
it was
guys.
children.
Thank you for hanging out. Raid coming in about 8 seconds. Please go over there, say hello to Ariana, and tell her where you came from. She's really cool.
All right.
In Hobbit. Randall. Oh,
Rising Elk, which is a little bit smaller.
Oh,
moose, I think.
Okay, yes. So technically, it's a elven elk, but battle moose is more fun to say than battle elk. Okay, so he looked like it. He had, because like elk have pointed like antler looking things, and then the moose have like those big bowl sweeping part. So his elk had some of them on there. So yeah, I thought it was a moose. That's my bad.
All right,
it was an elk with moose horns. There it is.
That's wild. Are we still on YouTube? Oh, we are.
Yeah. You gonna end the show, or you want me to do it?
I thought Haas was